What's the easiest way to automate patient creation? Hi, this is Eliot from Workload. In this video, we'll be building a workflow starting with a new form response in Forms by Workload. Then we'll be taking that response in order to create a new patient in DrChrono. All right, let's build a workflow. So we're going to start here at the Workload editor. We'll give our workflow a title. So this is going to be Forms by Workload to DrChrono. And I'm going to click inside of my trigger box. But instead of selecting an app, I'm going to come over here to the right. I'm going to click on Forms by Workload. And I'm going to make a new form submission as my triggering event. And now I'm going to design the form that I want to use for this patient creation. So we'll call it new patient registration. And for the font, we'll just make everything in Times New Roman. So we'll do extra large for the header. For our questions, we'll make large. And for the text, we'll use small. I'm not going to use an image right now. This is where you could paste in the URL that links directly to an image. For our theme, so this is kind of the highlight color. We'll use red. And the background, I want a more neutral color. We'll use silver gray. All right, so our first question will be name. It's required. Short text, add to. Birthday, required. Short text, add to. Address, required. We'll make this one a paragraph style. Add to. Phone number, required. This will just be a short text. Add to. Email address. Short text. Add to. Gender. Required. We'll make this a checkbox. We'll do male, female, other, add to, pre-existing conditions, short text. And you can add as many of these as you want. Also, these are all on the first page. If I want to make a second page, I can come down to this additional sections and click add to there. And so I can make a whole section about insurance information. And then insurance number. I'm not going to make these required. We'll use that for our form. So we'll have a confirmation page so our patients can confirm their answers before submitting them. And we'll show a result to make sure that our patients know it was successful. Now I'm going to copy this URL, and then I'm going to hit the test trigger button. And it's going to come up with this little window that tells me that the trigger is now waiting for a response. So then I'm going to make a response so that we can use that to create a patient in DrChrono. So here's our silver gray background and our red highlight. Joe Schmo. Birthday 11/11/11. Address 3232 East North Avenue, Magoo, Indiana 46131. Phone number 555-222-1234. Email address joeschmo@email.com. This will be mail. Pre-existing conditions, none. Insurance company, fake insurance. And we'll click next. And we'll submit our form. So now we've submitted that form. So we come back to the workload editor. Now all that data has been inputted into our trigger. So now we can click continue. And then we can use that information to create a patient in DrChrono. The event, create patient. Make sure I'm connected to my DrChrono account. Okay. So first name. Oh, so we only have one name. So what we have to do now is make some little tinkers to our form response in order to get it to work. So we're going to add a step, and that's going to be in our AI formatter. And we're going to format data. Input. Split into first and last name as separate responses. And then click continue and test the action. Okay, so we can come back to DrChrono, come down to that action step. Now you come to that step 2, first name, last name from step 2 as well. The doctor ID is going to come from DrChrono. Gender. So again, with the gender, these checkboxes are inside of an array. So I'm going to add another step, also going to be the AI formatter. This time, from that step 1, we're going to find gender. And I'm going to say, pull out 0 as separate flat response. Click continue, test action. So now we have that response is pulled out. Click continue, come back to DrChrono, back to our action step. This is going to be step 3. Okay, so now email we can get from step 1. Date of birth we can get from step 1. And the cell phone number can also come from step 1. And that should be enough for us to create the patient. So we're going to test this action. Okay, so I can see from this error message that we have 2 things we need to fix. First is the term male is not a valid choice. And I think the reason is because the first letter needs to be capitalized. And then for the date of birth, we have that in the wrong format. It wants year first, then month and day. So we can fix those things pretty easily. In our step 3, where we were pulling that response out of the array, I can just paste in and capitalize the first letter. And so that should not only pull out the answer from the array, but also capitalize the first letter. And hopefully that will work for DrChrono. So now you have a capital M male. Click continue. I'm going to add another step. And this is going to be another tool. We're going to use a date format tool. And we're going to format the date. The date is going to come from that step 1. And the to format, so we're going to find that year, month, day. Click continue and test that action. And we have a success. So we have the year, month, day. Click continue, come back to DrChrono. For the gender, I'm going to delete what we had before, and then come to that step 3 and find that capitalized response. And for the date of birth, get rid of that old version, come to step 4, and use that as the date. So I'm going to click continue, and I'll test the action again. And now we have a success. So we just needed to have that gender capitalized and have the date in the proper format. So now I can look over at DrChrono. And we have Joe Schmo has been added to our patient list. So now we can activate our workflow by clicking on this button. And now every time we get a new form submission, all of those details will be formatted in the proper way for them to be received by DrChrono. That's how you can use Forms by Workload to create a patient in DrChrono. Please join the Workload community by commenting on this post with any questions or suggestions for more videos. You can also like this post and click here to subscribe to our channel, or click here to get more content from Workload to help your business practices flow more smoothly. And I'll see you next time.